Hi, Editor Sil here, and I made a very big oopsie with this episode. So I just finished recording it, and as soon as I put the footage into the editing program, I realized that the entire episode, save for my camera, is just a black screen. And the reason that happened is because I was negligent and I forgot to switch the scene settings in OBS from the Hades, or rather from the Balatro, settings to the Stardew Valley settings. So the gameplay footage was just not recorded. The only difference is that the sounds were recorded, so you are going to be able to hear them throughout the episode. And at first I asked myself, okay, why not just like go back and like record the episode anew and just talk about everything that I talked during the episode again, right? I'll probably even be more clear in my anecdotes and stuff like that when I repeat them the second time, right? But the issue is, in the game, the days have elapsed. The game has already saved over the progress that I've made during this episode. And so even if I wanted to like go back and record the episode anew, I can't. It's going to be the next few days in the game. And I was scrambling to find a solution to maybe like see if there's a possibility to rewind days back, but no such luck. And for the sake of continuity, I think it would be really weird if I just recorded a new episode while scrapping this one and continuing a few days into the future in the game. So unfortunately, this episode is going to be mostly like me talking over a black screen and, you hearing some of the gameplay elements and the music in the background. I'm really sorry. I'll definitely be a lot more, diligent about that starting next time. This is how you learn from mistakes. I hope that this episode, despite not having, visual gameplay footage, can still be relatively entertaining to listen to in the background if you're doing something else. I will say that out of Stardew Valley, Hades, and Balatro, Stardew Valley is probably, the one where losing visual footage is probably the least problematic. But it's still kind of tragic nonetheless. So yeah, I hope you can enjoy it. And I'll see you in the next one, I guess. Yeah. Ugh. Hey, I'm Sil. This is Stardew Valley Part 6. Let's get into it. So it's been about a week since I last played, given the schedule of the channel. And also I recognize that this video is a little bit late, as opposed to usual. I'm trying to keep it to like one hour video every 2 days or so. And I recognize that this one is coming out a bit too late. But before I get into that, let's see what we have going on today. Tomorrow is going to be sunny. Bad luck today. And living off the land. We're back again with another tip for y'all. Now listen up. It's salmonberry season. Finally. All across the countryside, bushes are teeming with juicy little berries, and they're free for the taking. Harvesting them is a great way to earn some extra cash. What I usually like to do is, as you'll see, first let's go over that stuff here. We get a letter. Okay, so this is from Evelyn, so I guess I'm gonna have to give the usual voice for that.
Hello, dear. I know you're just getting started as a gardener, and I wanted to give you a little tip. Most crops only grow in one season. When summer arrives, your spring crops will all die out, so plan ahead.
Granny Evelyn. Alright, well, thanks. It's halfway through summer, so it's a good reminder to, not plant any crops that take too long to grow. But for now, let's harvest these. We also get another batch of beans. We don't have space for them. So remember, we want to sell the high quality stuff and keep the low quality stuff. Except for daffodils. I'll save those for gifts. Let's temporarily put all of that here, just to ensure that we have space for all the other stuff. Hello, Nooch. Who's a good boy. Let's sell these gold star ones. And I can't remember how many beans I have by now. Could sell some. Let's see. Yeah, I've already got, well, let's save 3 and then sell 2. We have the watering can, so we should refill Nooch's water bowl. And then water some of the crops. Well, all of the crops, really. So yeah, I recognize that this video is coming out a little bit late. You know, with autism and ADHD and, you know, things going on in life, sometimes my mind gets a little bit distracted, and, you know, sometimes I'm a bit less in the mood or like motivated to, you know, make a video in time. And at the moment, I don't really have a backlog going. And this is something that I was actually hoping to discuss in the episode and get your opinion on. Do you think I should create a backlog so I can have consistent uploads, even, you know, on days when either I'm not feeling well or, you know, I'm out of town so I can't record and stuff like that? And I think there are upsides and downsides to, you know, creating a backlog. The upside is, of course, consistency on the channel. I know some of you have happily shared that you've been kind of listening to this series in particular while, you know, at work or doing other stuff. And so I feel like it would be a shame if, you know, it wasn't available for like an extended period of time, right? And in general, I think also for like YouTube's greedy little algorithm, it is probably for the better to have a consistent like upload schedule. So that's the upside, right? The downside is, I guess the biggest downside is that, you know, if videos on the channel like go through like a backlog, there might be times when like content is like not very much like up to date with like real time events, right? Or like real life events. Not that that has been meaningful at any point up until now. Like I don't think I've referenced anything, you know, pertaining to like real life events from recent days in any video, but who knows when it might be, right? Oh, and we can sell these 2 beads. So yeah, I'd be curious to get your opinion on whether or not you think it's a good idea to get a backlog going, but we'll see. So salmonberry season, I wanted to address that. Every time we shake a bush like that has some, you know, berries in it. I hope I can even reach this one. Let's see. Okay, I can't reach this one. That's fine. So for a few days during spring, you're going to get the opportunity to harvest a lot of berries like that from bushes all around, you know, the valley. And as you can see, in terms of energy, like each one packs quite a punch. Like plus 25 energy is nothing to scoff at. I don't know if anything has been changed about the way, you know, salmon berries work, but from my experience in previous playthroughs, oh, this is new. We can take it to, actually, does this also belong? Yeah, I had a feeling. So I think this, yeah, this also belongs in the Explorers bundle, and I'd much rather get that first than, you know, put it in the museum. So I'll put it in one of the chests for the community centers. Anyway, sorry, for the community center, not plural. So yeah, you can find a lot of berries just going around town. And again, maybe that's been changed. I don't see too many at the moment, unfortunately. Let's say hello to Jess. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I messed up again. Okay, well, does she say something else? No. From my experience in previous playthroughs, and again, I don't know if this has been nerfed or not, you get so many of these that, at least with the way I used to play, or with the way I've played, especially with like the, you know, delving into mines and such, even then, the amount that you get per season, like I guess per year, is so abundant that you essentially never need anything for energy year round ever again. And it becomes even more so the case if you get one of the, I guess, foraging level up upgrades that, you know, allows you to find more than one item in one harvest. So for example, if I have that upgrade and I shake this bush here, 2 or 3 might come out instead of just 1. So in future years, it's even like more abundant if you take that upgrade, of course. I can't remember what the other options are, so I don't know if maybe we're not going to go with that one. What do I want to get rid of here? Man, I really want to get to that upgrade. In fact, we should probably maybe get the backpack upgrade today. I just realized. For now, though, let's get rid of stone. Yeah, so you get a lot of these, and they serve very, very well as an energy resource for the rest of the year. And yeah, I don't know, it's just pretty cool. It means that, you know, if we find like stuff like bread or other energy replenishing items, Halo's too involved with their camera to notice you. Man. It means that if we find other sources of energy that sell for more, you know, we could just sell it. That being said, I can't remember what the value of salmonberry is. I think it's pretty low from what I remember. So it's one of the cheapest, and yet, like cheapest as in barely sells for anything, and yet one of the most like valuable in terms of the amount of energy that it replenishes. But I'm gonna sell 1 just so I can get an idea of how much it sells for again. And have I sold any spring onions yet? Because I'm curious to see how much those sell for too. Guess I haven't, so let's sell 1. Now, I want to make it to buy the backpack upgrade if I can. So I'm going to pick 3 of those with me to sell. Let's put these in the chest here. I guess I should take that to the outside chest because it's more so like... No, I guess not, because... I mean, I should make a community center trip sometime soon, but we'll get to that. So yeah, let's try to make it to Piers before he closes. And buy the backpack upgrade finally. I am tempted to get this salmonberry, but I'll do so afterwards. There's Harvey. We'll say hello to him afterwards. Okay, we made it in time. So, let's sell all of these. Now we have 2,000 and purchase. You got the large pack. Your inventory space has increased to 24, up from 12. And now the upgrade is replaced by yet another one, which costs 10,000. And that's going to be a bit of a ways away, I think. So, okay, now I can't think of anything well, I guess I should save this money, just in case. Let's say hello to people. Pierre. Welcome. If you're looking for seeds, you've come to the right place. Well, I came for a backpack, actually. Leah. The trees look nice today, don't they? So why did you become a farmer? I want to make lots of money. It's more real than living in a city. To follow in my grandpa's footsteps, and I want to escape my old life. I feel like either of these, like 2 and 4, sound pretty good. Let's not make any objective statements. Let's go with I wanted to escape my old life. That sounds pretty accurate. That's pretty much the reason I came here too. Nice. And I just realized maybe we should now, especially now that we have an increased inventory space, I might want to start carrying some daffodils with me to give to different people. Leah among them. And I still want to figure out a gift that Maru might like. And again, I don't remember most of them off the top of my head. I know a few, but you know, most of the easy ones are a bit further into the playthrough. Like it's going to be very difficult to get access to them now. Or rather, they're going to be very expensive at the moment. Let's sell this one. And grab a couple daffodils. And then we can make a trash lab, talk to people. Did I sell the high quality daffodils? Oh no, they're in the chest outside. Let's see. Let's take all of that inside. Oh, and I guess I should, because we just did a harvest, I should plant more of these. Let's make 1 round. Let's make 2 rounds. There we go. And oh, did I accidentally use the high quality daffodil to craft? That's unfortunate. Oh well. So now let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to be another 6 here. So we just need 1 more row of 5. Let's just fill this space. Get the watering can, and then we'll go on a trash lab and, you know, talk to people, try to find people to give gifts to, and also continue foraging some salmonberry. Okay, so kind of like continuing with the tradition of finding something to talk about while playing during the parts where there isn't a lot going on. I figured over the next few episodes, I would share more about myself, about some, you know, values that I have, some traits, things that might be, you know, beyond, you know, the usual of what you would expect from people. And I figured today I might share, oh, and just got to keep an eye on energy, or just got pretty low. I figured today I might share a little bit about the fact that I am agender. Some of you, I assume most of you are probably familiar like with gender theory by now. You know, the difference between gender and sex. Let's say hello tomorrow. Whenever I'm struggling with a technical problem, I always take a walk. It's surprising how much a change of scenery can help. Now, even though I am going to want to like, you know, kind of like pursue a relationship with Maru, I am not going to back down from my position of, you know, dumpster diving. So it is what it is. I'm just going to do it in front of her, and, you know, we'll see whether we can redeem the relationship from that. So yeah. Why are you digging the trash? Because there's valuable stuff in there sometimes. There's Penny. Let's give her a flower. Thanks, this looks nice. I get the feeling that this is not a liked gift by her. Let's see. She says hi. Oh, did you want something? Not in particular. Also, why are there like cans of trash just strewn about there? Let's see. Penny. Yeah, so daffodil is a normal gift. That's fine. Let's see if there's anyone in this saloon I want to give a flower to. Maybe Emily at the moment. Thank you. I'm feeling a positive energy from this gift. I get the feeling that that was a liked gift. Yeah. Okay. So Emily is good to give daffodils to. Emily, have I told you Haley and I are sisters? Strange, isn't it? Oh yeah, very strange. quite a world apart, I would say. Well, I wanted to find Leah and give her a flower, but I guess we kind of missed the mark. That's okay. I guess we'll focus the rest of the day on foraging. But yeah, as you can see, lots of salmonberries. Anyway, I assume most of you are, you know, familiar with gender theory and like what the difference is between sex and gender. I think it's pretty obvious to see, and probably also hear, that I was, you know, assigned male at birth. Like I'm currently going through, you know, like face laser treatment, and I'm relatively at the beginning of the road. So you can see that I still have like a shadow, right? Like around my mustache and like my chin and stuff like that. Thankfully, most of the neck stuff has already been gone, and I'm really happy about that, even though it's only been like 2 rounds of treatment. Speaking of which, I am going to have another one just in a couple days, so that's pretty exciting. But I think you can tell that I was, and I want to repair the bridge. I'll do that tomorrow. You can tell that I'm, that I was assigned male at birth. But as of about, I think it's like 3 or 4 years ago at this point, I've started identifying as a gender. And, a lot of times people kind of like get that confused. I think I've already done a forest lap, so no need to go there. Sometimes people get that confused with non-binary because they do have a lot in common, right? Both of them kind of like reject the 2 binary genders of like, man and woman. But a gender, I think, goes a little further beyond that. And just yesterday, I was asked by someone very important to me, I guess it wasn't specifically asked. It was more so like the conversation just kind of rolled there somehow. I got to explain like how I see the difference between non-binary and agender. So I thought I would share it here too, and maybe get, opinions from other people. Maybe I think these are carrots, right? Carrot seeds. Yeah, that's cool. Glad I noticed that, by the way, because it's like really dark at this point. So yeah, the way I explained it is that, non-binary is not like, if you have like, the spectrum between like man and woman, where like the 2 tail ends of the spectrum like are that. So let's say like -10 is like hyper masculine, and like +10 is hyper feminine. Okay, I should really start making my way back home. I don't want to like crash outside. So yeah, let's say -10 is hyper feminine, or like 100% like identifying as a woman, right? And +10 is like, I think I switched them around. Never mind. You get the point. The point is, non-binary would be somewhere in the middle of those 2 things. And it can be like anywhere, right? It can be, +3, it could be -7, it could be like exactly in the middle, right? It can be a lot of different stuff. And it's really up to the person to kind of like decide how they feel. Let's plant those carrots real quick. And I'm gonna have enough time to water them. I'm gonna eat 1 salmon berry though, just to make sure I don't end the day with like super low energy. So yeah, if someone says that they're non-binary, that means that can be like a lot of different like, positions on the spectrum. It could be that, they're kind of like fluid between the 2 like, binary genders, or it could be that they don't want to think at all about like, what gender they are. And from my perspective, at least, being agender is somewhat different from that. And I'll get into that in a moment. I just want to make sure to go to sleep, address everything going on, and then I'll continue with it. Okay, we got a little bit of money from, all the stuff that we sold. And yeah, so 1 spring onion is, you can see that like it provides less energy from what I remember. I think it provides like +13 energy or something like that. And it sells for more than salmon berry, where salmon berry restores 25. So the energy per gold evaluation for salmon berry like makes them far less, profitable. Which is okay, because I think like it's good to just, have like a source of energy that like takes only 1 space in your inventory rather than a bunch of different ones, even if you can't sell them for very much. And I think sometime in the future, like probably in the 2nd year of the game, you might find an upgrade that increases their value, but we're very far away from that. So it's going to be sunny tomorrow, and today the fortune is horrible. That's okay. We get a letter. Oh, dear Syl, have you settled into your new life yet? I can't believe you're all grown up now. Time sure flies. Now that you've gone, I have all this extra money laying around, so I included a little gift. Love, Dad. 500G enclosed. That's pretty cool. Gonna be useful for different stuff that we might want to buy in the near future. Dear neighbor, I hope you are feeling settled in your new home. I am writing to let you know that Pierre's store is now selling fertilizers. Why don't you swing by and see if you can afford a few dozen boxes or so? Pierre. So up until now, we've been creating fertilizer from sap. And seeing as we're going to chop a lot of trees in the future for profit, I don't think sap is going to be very hard to come by. But I am curious to see how much Pierre sells them for, just to, kind of like count on if we're in a pinch, if we happen to have like 0 sap. But I'm not going to worry about that for now. Let's say hello to Nooch. Put some water. And if you remember, I don't remember if it was last episode or like 2 episodes ago, but as soon as we got access to fertilizers, or shortly after, I decided to buy, I think it was like 20 parsnips seeds to plant with fertilizers to see if we can get at least 5 gold star parsnips. So let's spin the wheel and see if we get enough now. That's 1. That's 2, that's 3. That's 4, and almost. Okay. That being said, it seems like we are going to level up in farming, so that's good. And I am going to buy a few more parsnip seeds today, just to secure that 5th, golden parsnip, or rather gold star parsnip. So, save these. Let's save 3 regular ones, and then sell the rest. And I don't think anything else is ready for harvest at the moment. Okay, so, agender. Etymologically, you might have guessed, if you didn't know already, that as with anything else that starts with A, like asymmetry, atypical, like stuff like that, it indicates a lack of, or like a negative value of, right? So agender means no gender or lack of gender. Now, some of you who might not be very well familiar with gender theory might go like, but wait, how can you be genderless? Like, don't you have like, some gender based on like how you were born, or like, your biology? And the answer is no, because gender is just like a set of societal expectations of a role that you decide to play, or rather that sometimes is, well, most of the time is actually forced on you, right? Think about like a play, right? Like on a stage. Characters in plays, or, in shows or movies, usually have some kind of like archetypical, set of personality traits that makes them kind of like easy to categorize, right? You have the stoic, like, anti-hero type. You have the energetic and bouncy, like, sidekick. You have lots of different, characters like that. And a lot of the time, they're deliberately coded, right, in their writing to be very easily recognizable. Like you get you see a short scene with them, right, and that gives you like a good idea of what the rest of their character might be like until some twists, happen in the future. And gender is basically just like that. Gender is just a bunch, it's kind of like a collection of traits that are often, for one reason or another, and I believe that throughout humanity's history, like the reasons for that have been mostly negative, but for one reason or another, they tend to be like associated with each other, right? So for example, when you think of like the gender that is called man, there is a stereotypical or archetypical, collection of values and traits that is usually associated with men, right? And some people might be comfortable with it. Some people might actually really enjoy it. Like it kind of, okay, let me pause on that real quick. I'd like to put Topaz above the mantle. Please deliver it sometime today, Caroline. I don't think, unless we get lucky with trash, I don't think we're going to find Topaz anytime soon, but we'll see. Let's make a trash lab. Oh, and before that, okay, we get an event. Man, ADHD moment. Lots of stuff overlapping. I'll try to remember everything else. Okay, Pierre. Welcome to Pierre's. How can I help you? Oh, Dracula. Dracula has entered the building. Morris. Oh, maybe I should give this one a voice. I'll try to make him as annoying as possible because I know that's what people usually interpret him as. Come and get it, folks. Coupons for 50% off your purchase at Jojo Mart. I don't know why I made him British. I'm really sorry to any British viewers out there. Well, any takers? Capitalism, baby. But I can't match those prices. I'd be selling it at a loss. It must be so difficult for you to lose your loyal customers like that. But can you blame them? Jojo Corporation is clearly the superior choice. Soon the whole town will realize that. Capitalism, baby! Alright. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to leave the store. So yeah, I want to make sure to buy, like, let's buy... Just to be on the safe side. Well, no, I guess there's plenty of time for a few more rounds. So like it's the 16 now, 28 is the final day. So like we have at least a couple more rounds. So I'm not gonna go overboard. I'm just gonna buy 10 more. Okay. So for now, let's continue the trash lap, and also, oh, there's Brad again. And let's say hello to Alex. The beach is a cool place to hang out and soak up some rays. You gotta spend some time in the sun or else you'll get all pale. Hey, do you want to hang out with me at the beach sometime? Do you have a bikini? I feel like we've read that before. So yeah. Oh, and there's Emily. Let's take this opportunity to give her another gift. And Jody as well. Oh, no, don't eat the daffodil. Emily, thank you. I'm feeling a positive energy for this gift. All right. And Jody. Oh, okay. I missed her. And there's also Abigail. Let's give her one too. You brought me a present? Thanks. Let's give one to Pierre. That's very kind of you. I like this. Wait, before I forget, let me make sure what quality they each of them perceive it as. So Pierre likes it. And Abigail... For Abigail, it's normal. Okay. Did I give one to Jody yet? Let's see. Where's Jody? There she is. No, I didn't give her any yet. Blah, I hate this. Okay, good to know. I'm sorry. Let's give one to Robin as well. Thank you. This might come in handy. I get the feeling that that's neutral. Robin. Yeah, normal gift. Okay. Hey, if you need any materials or blueprints, my shop is the place you're looking for. Plus, your business supports the local economy. Let's see what Abigail has to say. I'm not in a good mood right now. I said I'm not in a good mood. What do you want? Oh, geez, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, and they're probably going to have their kind of like workout routine. That's fine. Yeah. So trash up. Oh, and there's Leah. I want to give her the high quality one. This is a really nice gift. Thank you. Hello, neighbor. Let's give one to Haley as well. For me, thank you. Nice makeup. Or wait, okay, we've read this before. Let's see how Haley and Leah. Okay, Leah likes it, and Haley likes it. Okay, good. Let's also pay a visit. Oh, there's Mayor Lewis. Let's give him one as well. That's very nice of you, thanks. I get the feeling that that's neutral. Lewis. Yeah, normal gifts. I will say, I just realized, let's give one to Pam as well. I just realized that I feel like there's something a little bit autistic about like trying to like interpret how people respond to like a gift, but not being so sure as to like being unsure enough to like look at a program that tells you whether they liked it or not, just for confirmation. You did good with this one, kid. Thanks. Well, I guess this one is definitely a light gift. Oh, what? Okay, she's mad. And I also forget to give her a voice. Hey you, don't be snooping around the trailer when I'm out. Got it? Sorry, but I gotta be cautious with strangers. I don't know if that's the... I feel like this is more like a... Is that a Muppet voice? I'm not sure. But I feel like it's different from the voice I gave her last time. More of a monstrous voice rather than just a smoker. And also, let's give one to Gus. Oh goodness, are you sure? I guess that's positive. Hi, please relax and enjoy yourself. Or, okay. Well, I was gonna give him a voice if he had any like different lines, but he didn't. Okay. Where was I with the gender stuff? Man, I really lost my train of thought there. So I guess maybe I'll slightly retrace my steps, and then I'll probably remember where I left off. So like gender is more so like, a set of expectations, that kind of like expectations of traits that stereotypically, go along with each other, right? So for example, if you're a man, you might be expected by, by the social, like by society with like, completely normative values to like, you're supposed to like be a bit stoic, right? You're supposed to like not wear dresses and skirts. You're supposed to like, basically you're supposed to like expected to like manly stuff, right? And what is considered manly is just, I guess, arbitrarily like ascribed by society. And again, some people might like that. Some people might actively enjoy having like a set of traits that they can just follow, not worry about too much, and just people will just perceive them as normal, right? Let's give a sound gift. This is interesting. Wait, I forgot to give him a voice. Oh, hi, it's good to see you again. Take it easy. All right. So I gotta remember that Sam doesn't like Daffodil. Okay. So yeah, some people might find comfort in the idea of, having like a set of, traits like that they can just follow without thinking about it too much and be perceived by society as normal and like not get into like too many discussions about it. But others, like me, for example, feel, or rather have felt, actively deterred by a lot of the values that we were expected to perform that were associated with the gender that we were assigned at birth, right? And I think over time, like for a while, I feel like I've been kind of like masking it, right? I felt like before I started learning about gender theory, I was like, well, I am like a man, right? So I need to like follow those rules. Otherwise I'm going to be perceived as weird. And I was just really worried about like staying lonely if I don't follow those rules, right? But over time, I think I started realizing that, by the way, that's a huge amount of spring onions in one day. I started realizing that, those stereotypical, like, values that I was like playing along with really hurt me, and really made me feel more uncomfortable than the alternative would be. And, back then, the alternative that I perceived was that I would necessarily be lonely as a result, right? That there wouldn't be a lot of people who would want to like communicate with me. And I hadn't learned yet just how many, amazing, like accepting people are out there who are either, non-binary themselves or are at least like, allies, right? Like of basically like the like LGBTQ. That not only did I not run into like those unfortunate downsides of, being lonely and like not having anyone to talk to, but on the contrary, like I started meeting more and more people who actually aligned more with like so many things about me, whether it be it like, values like veganism and like antinatalist and stuff like that, but also just, just the vibes. Like, surprise, surprise, like there are more like nerdy people and like more introverts out there. who, make an effort to like align with the gender that they deep down identify with, right? Or lack thereof, of course. So yeah, so just to get back on track, so like gender is not necessarily associated with the sex, or like either the biological sex or like the, I guess, identity that you were assigned at birth. Rather, it's how you feel. It's the role that you want to play in society, if at all, right? Why is there a cauliflower there? Let's put it inside. It's the role that you want to play in society, or again, lack thereof. Have I not? No, I've already put a cauliflower in the community center. I'm getting stun locked. Anyway, so when someone says, like me, for example, that they're a gender, I'm gonna put this here. Actually, let's sell it and see how much it goes for. I also should put the spring onions in the chest, or maybe just sell them at this point. And I want to plant the parsnip seeds. And thankfully, we don't have to spend like any more fertilizer because today we just harvested, all the parsnips that were planted in fertilizer. Let's get the watering can. But yeah, so when people like me say that they're a gender, what they're virtually saying is that we don't want to like have a specific role in society. We don't want to commit to a certain role in society. We don't want to like have any like expectations associated with us. So essentially, like when we say that we're a gender, like what we really want to convey is that please don't like, form any expectations towards like our behavior and values and stuff like that, just based on like, the like, our appearance or, like behavior that we demonstrate, or, supposedly like if you can discern it, the sex, like the like biological sex or like the gender that we were assigned at birth. Just don't assume anything, right? And like we, like rather than other people like trying to assume, what I might be like as a result of like the few personality traits that they have seen already, I want them to just, approach me as with kind of like a blank slate and just allow me to express myself as I see fit, like without any expectations. Of course, as long as I don't harm anyone, right? So yeah, that's what I mean when I say that I'm a gender. And another thing to note is that, oh, there's Sebastian. Let's see if he likes, I mean, I get the feeling that he doesn't like flowers, but let's test just in case. Yeah, he doesn't like it. That's fine. Sebastian, I was thinking, people are like stones skipping over the water. Eventually, we're going to sink. Well, fellow nihilist, fellow pessimist. That's good. Maybe I will try to get. Oh, and we got 2 salmonberry from one bush. That's pretty cool. Maybe we should try to like get closer to Sebastian. Maybe he's going to have some, interesting things to say from the perspective of like, rejectionism. We'll see. So it's 9:20. I want to go through town to see if there's more salmonberry to gather, and if it doesn't become too late. No, it's probably going to be too late. I was thinking maybe I should, make a community center trip with all the stuff that we have at home, but we should probably do it the next day. So yeah, another point about, the concept of a gender, right? Think about it this way. When you think about the term vegan, it's only meaningful, right? Like it's only meaningful to describe someone who, believes in animal rights in a world where animal rights are not just the norm, right? Whereas if we lived in a vegan world, that is to say a world where, animals are not exploited, the term vegan would like become obsolete, right? So what I'm trying to say is that like the term vegan is like used as like a way to express a value that is like out of the norm. And I feel like agender is very similar like that. Because in a world without like, without like prescribed like genders and like gender expectations, there really wouldn't be any need for a term such as agender, because people are just not going to assume stuff about you. And you might think to yourself, but wait, does that mean that like agender people want to like completely get rid of all gender? And that's a bit complicated. I don't think, like, I don't want people who enjoy the idea of like being a man or being a woman and like going along with that, with those roles. I don't want people like that to like drop them, right? When people say gender abolition, they don't mean, you know, that people shouldn't like play roles that they want, right? What we mean is more so like abolishing the practice of like assuming things about people that they don't want you to assume about them, if that makes sense. Let's go to sleep real quick, and then I'll continue the point afterwards. Level 3 farming. +1 water income proficiency, +1 hope proficiency. New crafting recipe bee house. Not going to be interested in doing that anytime soon. New crafting recipe speed grow, and new cooking recipe farmer's lunch. And level 4 foraging. +1 X proficiency, +1 wild berry harvesting. New crafting recipe tapper. Definitely going to want to do that. A new crafting recipe mushroom log. So I think this is new from the 1.6 upgrade. I assume that's going to allow us to grow some different mushrooms. So that's pretty cool. And you know, if it allows us to craft like, you know, more unique mushrooms, like I think it's like Moral and like Chanteler. I don't remember the names. It might allow us, or like Fiddlehead, right? It might allow us to grow mushrooms that are usually only easily found in the secret woods. So I'll definitely look into the recipes for this. And new crafting recipe, wild seeds for the summer. So it seems like we're ahead of the curve in terms of farming. So that's good. Made quite a lot of money, and bread sells for 60G. So good to know. Definitely going to start selling bread that I find from now on. All right. Weather report. Gonna be sunny tomorrow. Oh, not sure why it's not letting me click. Fortune teller. Today's bad luck. And let's see what we have outside. No letters. Quite a lot of salmon berries. So as you can see, we're starting to like consistently get 2 from each bush, and I have the feeling that that might have to do with the fact that we leveled up to in foraging, and it's either that or I'm just getting, you know, lucky a few times in a row. But yeah, we'll get another harvest. That's good. Now we don't have to worry about inventory space when gathering all of it. Also a few cauliflowers and a few carrots. Hello, Nooch. Good boy. Sell the high quality stuff. Oh, not the daffodil though. Oh, 1 carrot. Actually, have I sold a carrot before? Curious to see how much they sell for. And then we'll check the crafting recipes. Don't think I've sold a carrot. So let's sell this. Let's sell a normal one and a silver star one. See how much they sell for. Now, let's see if we can make another batch of wild seeds. Seems we can. Let's do that. Actually, we can make 2. Put the cauliflower here. Save carrots for energy in case we need it. And yeah, let's plant and then water everything. Again, no fertilizer for... Oh, you know what? Okay, since there are a lot of, you know, fertilized spots empty, I might as well use them. And then use the rest that are not fertilized. Let's refill Nooch's water bowl and start watering. Okay, so to get back on track, on the point that I wanted to make earlier. So you might hear a lot of people who refer to themselves as a gender, you know, talk about gender abolition, right? And when we say gender abolition, we don't mean like preventing people from like identifying like as a man or a woman or any other gender for that matter, right? We're not trying to we're not trying to like convince people or like take people's like abilities away or like educate people out of like picking roles like that for themselves, right? Rather, what we're aiming for is to eliminate the way that society forces people to choose or like to be assigned roles like that, right? And then like the expectations that like accommodate them, like that are taken for granted. Like we just want gender to not be taken for granted, right? And if you're not convinced yet, I have a pretty interesting thought experiment that I really like to run whenever I talk to people about gender, and either they might not be fully getting it, or they're looking for like a way to explain gender easier to other people themselves. I will say it is a slightly modified version of a thought experiment that I learned from Philosophy Tube. I'll link the video to that. I'll place the link to that video in this video's description, so you can go watch how she runs that thought experiment originally. So, and again, I might be getting a few details wrong, or like forgetting a few, or adding a few of my own just for the sake of like making it more colorful, perhaps. But the idea behind it is the same. And again, all credit goes to Philosophy Tube. So imagine that there are 3 Earths. There's Earth 1, which is ours, and everything about it is as it is right now, including gender norms, right? Or like gender expectations. Wait, before I forget, let me make sure to grab. How do I split it? Is there a way to split like snacks? I guess not. I'll just take all of it and then return the rest. I want to build a bridge, and I want to make a trip to the community center. So let's do all of that. We need this. We need one of this. Have I already... wait, where are the flower bundles? I think it's in the fish tank, right? Yeah. Okay, so we need one of each. So I'm gonna take 1 tulip as well. Still gonna need 1 more for that. So we won't take it out now. Okay, nothing else here. And then just the rest from here. I think, oh yeah, and a copper bar. Although I will probably want to keep the copper bar for now for like more urgent stuff, because it doesn't matter whether we input the copper bar now as opposed to when we also have an iron bar and a gold bar. Okay, so the thought experiment. So there are 3 Earths. Our Earth is called Earth number 1, and everything about it is as you expect, including the gender norms. Earth 0 is almost identical, except for the fact that they don't have gender norms, right? So like if you said that someone is a man, they have no idea what you're talking about. And like if you told them that, men are, I don't know, expected to like be a bit more stoic, or like, take care of like household chores and stuff like that, like, fixing like appliances or whatever, they would look at you really weirdly, right? Because they don't have a concept of like gender. In the meantime, Earth number 2 is almost identical to ours, almost exactly the same, including the gender norms, right? So like they have the concepts of like, man and woman, but they have an additional system called the Mini and Wumbo system, and like in society. So anyone, according to that system, anyone who is above, let's say 170 centimeters, so like 6 feet or something like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing out random numbers. Anyone who is above that height is considered. Oh, sorry. I thought the trash bundle is over here as well. Anyone above, let's say 6 feet, is considered a Wumbo, and anyone below it is considered a Mini. Let's see, where do I put that stuff? Artisan bundle, no. All crops, cleaning bundle, there we go. And I guess we have an additional broken CD, so I'll just throw it. Then, is it here? Exotic foraging bundle. By the way, I'm sorry. I'll resume. Like, I'll take a few. Oh, might as well put in some wood here. I guess I shouldn't have. It would have been more useful to like do it when I had like enough hardwood as well. But yeah. Oh, and the rest is here. So no, not snacks. Underrated here. Chanterelle. Okay, I hope I pronounced that right previously. And then the flowers. There we go. So just for the sake of clearing a bit of, storage space at home. And now let's go fix the bridge on the beach. So yeah, Earth 2, they have the mini wombo system. Anyone who is, above 6 feet is considered a wombo. Anyone 6 feet and below, wait, there's Evelyn. Let's give her a flower.
Oh my, it looks wonderful. That's very kind of you. I saw the most beautiful family of butterflies sunning themselves in the town garden yesterday.
Oh, that's nice. So yeah, sorry, probably repeating it for like the 5th time now. Anyone above 6 feet is called a wombo. Anyone below 6 feet and below is called a mini. Now, at face value, do I have any flowers now? Okay. At face value, that might seem arbitrary to you, right? And like, but the, like in that system, there are actually expectations, like societal expectations associated with being a mini and being a wombo. For example, and this is where I think, my version of the thought experiment kind of like deviates from philosophy tubes. And by the way, just want to address real quick, if you've watched my original Stardew Valley video, like detailing like how far a vegan character can get in the game, you can find out why I'm not collecting, like coral as well as like sea urchins. I just wanted to like repair the bridge to give us like additional chances at like, digging spots in the future. But yeah, so this is where my version of the in terms of flavor, my version of the thought experiment kind of like deviates. So let's say that wombos are supposed to always shave their head, right? They're supposed to always be with a shaved head. They're expected to only, like if they eat ice cream, they're supposed to only ever eat, chocolate or vanilla flavor. And whenever they pass by, oh, there's Leah, and I unfortunately didn't save any flowers for her, but that's fine. Oh, you might hear the dog outside. I hope it's not too much of an interruption. So, and also wombos, whenever they pass by a mini on the street, they're supposed to get down on one knee for 3 seconds to like show them respect, right? Whereas minis are supposed to grow their hair as long as possible at all times. Oh, wow, look at that. There's a rainbow. Whoa, wait, hold on. A pot of gold. I'm going to want to see what that's about. And in fact, it might not always be there, so I'm going to try to hurry it up to see if I can get there before it disappears. So, okay, I'm going to put a pause on the thought expander real quick because I think this is completely new content for 1.6, and I'm curious to see what it does. Whoa. Okay, I got 200 gold and a leprechaun hat. The previous owner must have had a big head. Must have had a big head for a leprechaun. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, I don't like that. I'll save it though. Okay, that's cool. 200 gold at this point of the game is like nothing to scoff at. But anyway, so yeah, minis are supposed to grow their hair as long as possible. They're supposed to, if they ever eat ice cream, they're supposed to, eat any flavor except chocolate or vanilla. And whenever a wombo, meets them, passes by them on the street and, gets down on one knee in front of them to show them respect, the mini is supposed to like do a little twirl in place, right? And then they, go on their ways. Now, if anyone on Earth 2 deviates from those expectations, at best, they're going to be, they're going to receive some kind of like frowning eyes, or like it's going to be frowned upon, right? And at worst, they might be like completely ostracized, like, perhaps even like be victims of like violence. They might not receive, like appropriate, like, social services, like, healthcare and stuff like that. And in general, like their rights are going to be violated, right? And so the question of the hypothetical is, or the thought experiment is, what do you think about Earth 2's mini Wombo system? Does it seem reasonable to you? Does it seem like helpful to you? Does it seem like ridiculous to you? From my perspective, like when I, came across the thought experiment at first, my immediate thought was that, like the mini Wombo system is not only stupid, but it's also like actually harmful. Because if people want to grow their hair, super long, or if people want to like shave their hair like completely, that should be their prerogative, no matter like what their height is, right? Like, why is the height even relevant to any of that? Why is height relevant at all to like ice cream flavors? Why is height relevant at all to like, bowing down on one knee or like doing a twirl, right? There's no reasonable connection there. But that doesn't mean that people can't practice those things if they want. If someone just doesn't like any other flavors of ice cream other than chocolate and vanilla, they shouldn't be like, they should do whatever they want and just get those flavors, right? So now think about, and also the most important thing in this whole thought experiment is that if Earth 2 didn't have the mini and Wombo system, everyone would be better off. Everyone could just continue practicing those aspects, right? Oh, there's a lot of salmonberry there, and I want to get it. Everyone would would be able to like continue practicing like the roles that they want. Everyone could just like do those things, but they wouldn't be ostracized or have their rights violated if they don't follow them, right? So it's like there's only upsides to eliminating to like abolishing the mini Wombo system, and the idea is that people from Earth 0 who have no concept of gender look upon Earth 1 in the exact same way. From their perspective, the concept of gender that is currently practiced in Earth 1 is not only ridiculous, like it doesn't only like not have any upsides, but it's downright harmful to different people, right? So I think that's as soon as I realized that, it was like kind of like an awakening for me to like understand gender theory better, and evaluate my own better, or rather where I fall in it. And thankfully, I've learned that I fall outside of it. So just to summarize real quick, the difference between hello Nuj. Just to summarize real quick, can I pass things? To summarize real quick, like the difference between non-binary and agender. Non-binary is still within the spectrum of gender, and agender is not only outside of it, it also like rejects it, right? Like I don't want to be a part of it. That I think that's a good summary of it. I hope this kind of like topic that I decided to bring today was at least somewhat interesting, if you don't personally agree with it. But yeah, let's go to sleep for the night. See how much money we made. That's pretty solid. Coming up to day 18 of spring, progress has been saved, and I think this is a good place to stop. And interestingly enough, it's just around the 1 hour mark. So this time I actually managed to stick to the goals that I set for myself. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this was entertaining. You should expect another Stardew Valley episode in roughly 6 days from now, if I don't have any other delays or like lack of motivation. And until then, you'll probably find another episode of Hades 2, which I just started playing because it just came out, as well as another episode of Balatro. And by the way, real quick about these two. With Hades 2, I realized that I want to play not too much further, because it's still in early access. I'll probably play a few more episodes, see how far we can get in those, and then go back to Hades 1, because I do want people who started watching it and like it to get a full experience with it, and also so that when Hades 2 is fully released, they're going to have all the context needed from the story of the first game. And as for Balatro, I'm considering replacing it, at least for the moment, with something else. I feel like it might not be too related to veganism and antinatalism. It's just something that I kind of started playing because I have someone who's very important to me who was curious to kind of like learn the ropes for the game. But now that I've already released a few episodes of that, and they got the idea of the game, maybe it would be a good idea to switch to something else that has to do more so with veganism. So I'm thinking maybe Pokemon Black and White. Not only because, the story in that game has to do with like heavy themes of, animal liberation, but also because I have an idea for a vegan playstyle in Pokemon that I like to call a vegan lock. Kind of similar to Nuzlocke, but more casual. Like the rules are not like so strict that you can lose the game outright, but also that it's a playstyle that like puts a heavy emphasis on consent and, kind of similarly to what I explained in my Pokemon Go video from a couple months ago. So yeah. And if you have any other ideas for what games you would like to see on the channel, perhaps to replace Balatro with instead of Pokemon, or even instead of Hades to some extent, please feel free to leave feedback on that, and I'll definitely take it into consideration. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. Stay mindful, eat fruit, and don't multiply. Peace.